Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble News channel. What's going on with the crypto team? Hey, this is Sean with another movie about virtual currencies. All of this is jam-packed. Could the crypto markets be getting ready for something big? Have you been assigned? Prepared? Check out this movie where we look at the total value of the cryptocurrency market. We're getting close to $2.44 trillion, and you can see that Bitcoin has about 54% of the market, while Ethereum has 17.7%. Bitcoin has gained about 66.5% in the last 24 hours, or 0.5%. Bitcoin went down a little bit as the markets kept going in this direction. What is going to happen next? We are now looking at this change. This is from TradeView Shooting. Examine this graph. What does he have to show you? In times of bear markets, when Bitcoin comes back and flips this 50-day moving average, it changes from resistance to support before continuing to rise. Here we are in 2023, the beginning of the bull market. Do you want to go high? Before things slowed down and cooled off, we almost went up 100% of the time. Looking at, we traded in a rout again. We then fell below it, but then rose above it, turning resistance into support. This was the start of another 90% move, this time from 42,000 to about 74,000, which is almost a 92% move. Then what's going to happen? Hey, we're in this group. After falling below the 50-day moving average 3 times, we rose above it again, turning resistance into support. What is going to happen next? If Bitcoin prices go up by another 90%, it could reach $100,000. Will this happen in the coming months? It's possible that Bitcoin is ready for that big break. How about the other coins? Altcoins are what we're looking at here for people who like them. It has been a big deal since October of last year, when the price of Solana dropped below $20 and hit an all-time high of almost $200. Now we're in this area where trade can happen. Take a look at the Fed reversal levels once more. We came back to wick down and kiss this almost perfectly. Would it be possible to go back to this point, 236 level around 120? May we whip below that? This could be some kind of ABC correction pattern that's happening. Could we see $100? Alonso, if Bitcoin takes off, it might push the market up as a whole. You should remember that. But first look at the 3 numbers split by Bitcoin. Looking at this picture above, what do we see? I know there is a lot going on, but look at the maps again and see where the lines meet. We just broke through this line across the middle. That was there to help for a long time. With the 20-day moving average crossing over the 200-day moving average, we're feeling the pressure. It hasn't gone below this, but it also hasn't gone back above that 20-day moving average. At the moment, this looks pretty bad for alts. 3 times this amount is split by Bitcoin, and then we look at the charts again. Where do we see the meeting? We see some convergence, maybe near the range point. But if you remember, the last time we broke through this resistance, you can see that we fell through this and had a fake out to the upside. We then fell to this downside, following this horizontal line all the way down to the point. The level is 29.3, and then look at this line going up. These are the trends, my friends, at the end. That's when Bitcoin took off and left everything behind. We got back above it though, turning resistance into support. Then we had a continuation. These blue lines had been acting as support, but we fell through them and hit our head twice on this falling resistance. RSI is in sort of bearish territory, showing negative momentum. We've been getting a lot of pressure from the 20-day moving average. The RSI went down and then back up again on the weekly chart. It kind of broke down and hit bottom, but then it went up and down, making the highs and lows higher. It gets lower here. Let's wait and be patient. Let's look at this convergence again. That point for range is the first level to see if we don't hold, we could go all the way back down and test this support level again. You should start spreading your bets across different altcoins at this point, since everything is starting to move back up in an upward direction. This upper limit, then the fastest time will be at that point, and then we'll look at Solana again. Solana might need some time to calm down, but we'll show you why it's a good idea to trade. That's from him once more. Here's the alpha from today's trading shot. But take a look at this chart. In the previous cycle back in 2020, Solana traded in a downward trend and set up this downward support, which is this green line with the RSI levels. Then, look at this rounding mound before we came back and retested the green line before going up 52,000%. If Solana does something similar, another 52,000% move would take Solana up to $4,200. Is that possible? We are going to check the stations, and you know that numbers don't lie. Take a look at where we are now. Now we had that rounded mound. We are about to go back into the buy zone. This green level is the buy zone. And this is the weekly chart of the Solana against the US dollar. Bring yourself back to this point. For example, this 40-point band on the weekly RSI chart, you should think about that. So take a look at where we are now. Looking back at the numbers and matching it up will make sense. Know that Solana was still under a lot of pressure to do badly. We can't see this weekly 50 moving average if there's been more pressure to go down. But we may have gone back down and tested this almost exactly again. Is that 85? That's the 50-day moving average. $80, is this the best place to load up? When prices bounced off of this, you can see what they did before they had a similar run-up. Solana could melt faces. We hope that looking at BNB has made you ready. Altcoins a look we might see some downward pressure before it quickly rises to the upside. Here you can see BNB on the top. This shows BNB's power. Check out what we see. We had these numbers reach their highest point around 6.2.07. After a crash during the bear market, we've now reached a bottom. This resistance turned into backing, and now we're just basing out. Could you see some downward motion in this task? Since the RSI is pointing down, prices could stay the same or trade in this range. Watch this price action closely. We could see something like this up, down, 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 up. The random restarts could make the RSI pull back a little. But if you look at this on a macro level, we can see that we are slowly moving up to the upside. Now pay attention to this. We hit our head here, which was close to a peak. If this is a global pullback that makes this melt down, will BNB see lower pressure? Or are we taking the stairs to get higher because we haven't climbed back above this overbought area yet? Bull runs usually happen above the 70 range. Is it possible for a small retest to put in a low but a better low? Let's try again around the 50 level before continuing to rise. The cards could be that way. We'll have to wait and see, but it looks like they're working on something. We'll let you know when it's ready. Item T, what do you see? Trader Allen, when you look at Bitcoin every day, he is looking at this sign below. Hidden positive divergence, the oscillator is making lower lows while the price is making higher lows. As a result, this green dot looks to blast off every time this has happened. Check out what happened. The green dot makes it look like $100,000 could be soon. Keep these things in mind. Bitcoin will do to banks what telephones did to the mail. Bitcoin will do to banks what will email make the post office do? Most people don't write letters by hand anymore, unless they are 70 or 80 years old. Email is useful because it helps people get things done faster. No need to wait in line at the post office. Purchase stamps are not needed. As long as you have an email address, it's free, and you don't have to do any of that other stuff. Bitcoin is going to shake up banks. If you don't get it, you don't get it. Mike Saylor gets it, and he's going to Bitcoin Prague to talk about it. Would you like to hear what he said? The price of Bitcoin is the same for everyone. They got what they deserved in December 2013. I looked at it and tweeted, if it points, tomorrow is a long time, it's likely to fail like online gaming did. $89 became Bitcoin. I got the price I was owed, and as soon as he gets $95,000, some whiny person will be on TV complaining that